Rightio. G'day, Stu from UAVfutures. Welcome to Happy Flying. We've been doing this like over a year now, but this is where we're going to be talking all things FPV, hanging out, and just generally having a good time. You might notice we have a different camera here as well, so we're finally working on a bit of a different setup, so it shouldn't be dropping out quite as much. I can see a couple of people in the chat as well. Shout out to all my amazing members, and I can see, is it Wade Hampton? Thank you very much. He just became a member right there just before we went live. So thank you very much for signing up. You help support the channel, and I've got some amazing things to show you. And you are part of this. This is some really, really cool things that are going to be helping the community. Plus, you get to watch some bonus videos. But let me know, are we all good on the mic? Is the camera working? I think you should be able to all see this. We're having a few technical difficulties, but I think it is working. And we shouldn't get any more problems that are coming up, at least on the camera side. The only thing I have to do is remember to look up here instead of my other camera, which is usually there. Let me tell you what is coming up on today's stream. It's a little bit different. We're going to be talking about a few FPV wings. Where's my notes? So the first thing we're going to be talking about is something that I think is going to change FPV for so many pilots, and it's finally ready. And it is live for you guys. So that's going to be the channel organizer, like talking about interference and everything. A really, really cool free tool that we have made for you to get so many people flying together as part of this community. I want to talk about a 3D printed wing. And we also have a tiny little, I guess, a very, very slow flying craft that we're going to be talking about. One of my first times checking that out. We're going to be answering some questions about the best beginner drones. We've got some sim questions because we had some updates from the Uncrash team. And all in all, just having a good time, hanging out wherever you are in the world. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, grab yourself a drink wherever you may be. It's my Monday morning. It's 10 a.m. here. We do this week in, week out, and it is here for you. This is my chance to connect, hang out, answer your questions. It truly is the best part of my working week. So wherever you are, let me know. What are you doing? Are you flying in the field right now? Did you get a chance to fly? We're having some intermittent showers right now outside. We've just had a couple little raindrops. I could see them sprinkling out there just as I started. Hopefully the internet holds up. But let's have a look at what people are doing. Who's here? I saw Johnny DRC before. I can see Sparuni as well. Handy Racer. We've got Duke in here. And I think it was Kiz was the first one right here that left a comment. And White is saying, favorite community to be part of. Appreciate it. I've been trying to spread the FPV love in Western United States in Nevada. Thank you very much. That's what this community is all about, is getting people flying. I love these flying little robots. I don't know, robots isn't probably quite the right word. These flying little blenders. And the best part about it, believe it or not, is you guys. It is the FPV community. So first things first, I do want to give a little shout out to mental health because we always start our stream talking about that. No matter where you are in the world, I would like to let you know that you are valued, you are cared about. I am so grateful that you are here. And even though sometimes we can feel alone and isolated, I would like to let you know that you are seen and you are heard. Thank you for being here. I'm proud of you. I am so grateful that you are part of this community. You are making my day better. And I hope in some way that this stream does something for you. This message might not be for everybody, but it will be for that one person. And if you are wondering who that is, and you're thinking, wait, is Stu talking about me? Is he saying that I am valued? I'm cared about? Yes, that is you. You are seen, you are heard, you are valued, you are unique, and you are valued. So thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to jump right in today and talk about some drones. The weather's still bad. That's from Sparuni. So he's just been on the sim and designing some 3D prints. I would love some people to design some prints. Can you remind me? I'm going to type this down here. 3D print design for the Lightning. So maybe we can, if you want to send me a message on DIY FPV, we might be able to figure something out. I'm going to talk about that a little bit, but let's do it. Like I said, if you have not seen this before, this is going to change our hobby. My mission here is to get as many people flying as possible. The drones are cool, but the coolest part is actually the community. That's what makes FPV so special. And let me jump over here. Hopefully this doesn't explode my computer because this is my website, DIY FPV. Been building this with Tom's. And this website is everything that we have ever wanted for the community. When I started drones, the community did not exist. And this would have been a godsend. So this is like our gift back to the community. It's entirely free to join up, to use. And if you have an account here, you can notice these are all the pilots around the world. Hopefully my internet doesn't explode. So let's go. I always like to jump over. Let's have a look at Europe today. And these are like a whole bunch, every single one of these people spots you can see is a person that has, made an account, put themselves on the map. You can click on them and send them a message, meet up for a fly. So this is all about getting people involved with the community. It's not just here on the screen that we are connecting. I am building tools to help you connect with other pilots. And something that I struggled with when I first started, and this I'm so happy to announce today, it is live. You might have seen it because it went live last night. Up here, you'll see under our resources tab, like we do have our FPV comparison tool, which people can compare, what does HD0 look like? What does DJI look like? But we have put a new one in here. This is our channel organizer that everybody can go and use. It is linked down below. And this is just all about getting multiple pilots flying together. And I'm going to explain how that works and why it's important. And it is not always as simple as it seems, because nowadays we have so many systems, and trying to find the right frequency to fly on can be critical. And it's not as easy as just saying this pilot jump over here on channel R3 and this pilot jump on channel R7. You can't actually see R7. It is here, but let me show you how this works. So we simply come here to DIY FPV. We go down to the channel organizer tool, and you can add in your system, and it will allocate based on what frequency that system outputs on. And it will do a whole bunch of math, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Don't worry, I'll try and explain it like everybody's 5 years old. But you can simply add some pilots. So maybe you've got two DJI pilots, one walk snail pilot, and one HD0 pilot. Now, you'll see here it said assign 5 out of 6 pilots. Based on your current settings, a collision-free plan for every pilot isn't possible because there is simply not enough bandwidth here on the channel. And I do have an R7 just here. There is not enough space based on this to be able to fly these 6 pilots. If I take a DJI out, I could probably add another 2 analog because, oh no, what is it? What's taking this up? Maybe it's a walk snail. Can we add these up? 5 out of 7. All right, so it's not always as easy. You can't just sort of say, oh, you go on this channel, you go on that. There is a lot of maths behind this, and this tool is going to let everybody do this. So Kiz Bartlett is saying, wait, does this mean we no longer need to see the inactive message anymore? I felt like that was an end of an era. What do you mean here? I don't know. What do you mean the inactive messages? But yeah, someone's saying this is sick. And I need to, if you want to say, oh yeah, that's good, but I don't actually fly that system, Stu, what we have, and we are working on as well, is you can add in some other systems. So like the DJI 03, there's still a lot of pilots that are flying around with that air unit, not necessarily the 04. So we can add that in. That actually uses some different frequencies. So now, if we remove some analog pilots, let's say, and we can put in, we have a pilot down here that's on a DJI 03, and we've got a HD0 pilot, we've got a just general analog pilot here. You can rename the pilots, and what works really well, if you come down here, hopefully you can see it, there is this little button. You can just export a PDF, so you'll be able to just make a picture of this to send this out. Now, there is a whole bunch of math behind this, and there is some different settings that you can change between like safety margins, whether you want to be IMD cautious, and I'll talk about, can I make myself invisible just here? Let's see, does this make, okay, so can you still see my mouse? Yeah, there we go. Here we've got your priority mode, which is IMD cautious, or we have max spacing or max span. We've got overlaps. There's a whole bunch of technical things that you can do in here to change them. This one is just visuals. So if you want to, I think it's removing the curves. It shows you just how much a typical channel will bleed per system or per VTX that you're going to be using. Now, I also want to say, and this is what makes this really tricky and what I'm really excited for new pilots, because and if we go here, it should, I think I have a small explanation here of IMD. Here we go. What do these mean? So IMD collisions is essentially, I think it's intermodular distortion. And don't worry, we've tried to make it as simple as possible here. Sometimes 2 transmitters can mix and they create an unwanted frequency or a bit of unwanted interference. And one of those frequencies that it's made interferes with another one. And I've got this example right here. So if all three of these drones, and I'm going to jump over to my main face camera right here. If all three of these drones, we're going to use, here we go. We're going to call this is the Lion B drone, and it doesn't interfere if these were flying around in the same time on the channels that they're on, and it doesn't interfere with this Wisp, and they're flying this around, and it doesn't interfere with this Lightning. And then you say, okay, well, none of those three drones seem to be bothering each other. If I fly around these two, the Wisp and the Lightning, they're not bothering each other. However, when I fly all three at once, let's say the Lightning and the Wisp, they're flying around, and normally, you know, each one of those does not have interference with this drone over here. Their frequencies are going to combine somewhat, and I could go into the maths and the formula behind this, but this is just the easy version. Those frequencies together will, I think, like modulate together. I don't know the exact terminology, but they will create a third piece of interference, which will now interfere with the frequency that this was on. So even though by themselves, none of them should interfere with each other, when you combine two of them together, these two, they now will actually create an extra bit of interference on this channel. So that's why it's not so simple as just saying, you go on channel 1, I'll go on channel 2, you go on channel 3. This intermodular distortion actually occurs. It's a bit of a phenomena. You can do a bit of research on it. But now, jumping over here, we have this tool. Everybody can use it. Just simply go to DIY FPV. If you're flying around with a bunch of people, normally it'll be fine if you're all analog, if you're all flying around with DJI or whatever it's going to be. However, this is for the community. It is all about building tools to get people flying and help them be part of something. So if your friends have walk snail, you've got another friend who's DJI and another friend who is just a purist and wants to just stay on analog forever, you can come here and find the best matchup and the best way that you can put those together, and you can all fly around without causing too much interference. Now, there's also going to be a couple of extra things. So if we jump on here, you're going to be able to make your custom system soon as well. So if you are flying around on a specific channel and we don't have that exact setting in here, you'll be able to do a few custom things that you can save, you can put in here. It is all designed to get people flying, being part of the community. Somebody's saying a link. Yeah, I can post that in the chat. It should also be in the description down below. Yeah, so this is, and I have to give a huge shout out to Matisse and Tom's and everybody. Like I know you see my face here a lot for the face of DIY FPV, but the DIY FPV team behind this does an amazing job. I don't know how to code. I literally draw pictures and say, hey, can we make some, like I come up with some ideas and we'll send a picture in like Photoshop and be like, this is what I want. And it is amazing to see this brought to life. I think it looks incredible. It's going to help so many people get flying. And it is all just about getting people involved and being part of the community. Now, we do still have our builder coming, which you will see soon. You might have been lucky enough to test the demo out. So expect some really, really big news from that soon. Of course, we've got our marketplace. You can sell secondhand things. You've got your catalog, which is always going to find you the best prices on FPV equipment. It's all entirely free to use. Like I love looking at like Radio Master Pockets. We come here and this is so much better than a Google search. There we go. Here's a whole bunch of stores. It lists all their price. It's the way to go. And a big note too, I keep looking at the wrong camera. There is no way to buy your way to the top of this ranking. This is purely made to help the community find the best products at the best price, at the best stock levels to get them flying. How do you get at the top? We've got the best price. So there's no, like if we search for this on Google, and let's go here. Look at this. So it's quite hard to compare these. And even if we go over and have a look at shopping, so these are all the sponsored ones. So you never know exactly like, hey, is this the best price? And then when you're having a look here too, these aren't always Radio Master pockets. This isn't a pocket. This isn't a pocket. That's not a pocket. That's not one there. It can be a little bit confusing. That's why DIY FPV, I think, is amazing for just getting people the right products, like everything that we have ever wanted. You can send people messages on here. But yeah, I'd love to know what you think. What do you think about that channel tool? Are you going to be using it? It's been a lot of learning in the background about the maths and explaining these things and trying to find an easy way to represent this data. But yeah, now it's there, and we're also going to, in the future, some other parts too. We're going to be adding like a left-hand, right-hand polarization antennas, and we're going to have, I should say too, maybe you're flying around in Europe, or maybe you're flying around in America and you have to worry about the FCC. Well, okay, here's the bandwidth. Maybe you're flying out in international waters and you don't have to worry about those things. So if we click it open, you can see our band now is starting all the way down here at 5,300 megahertz, all the way up to behind my chair, it says 6,000. So there we go. There's a whole bunch of options as well. We're going to have just here, this is coming soon as well, where I have a preset that they used at the Australian Championships, which worked really, really well. So we're going to have that. You can just click there and it will designate the race band channels for those pilots. And we also have behind me, you can see that this is going to be coming soon, the multi-GP one as well. So multi-GP uses a different setup. They just typically use race band 1 to 8 with alternating left-hand, right-hand channels, right-hand antennas. There's going to be that setting, which is coming soon as well for a few little defaults. But wherever you are in the world, welcome to DIY FPV. If you are struggling to find the right channels flying around with your friends, this is what it's at. This is where it is really going to help you get flying and just be part of that community and have a great time. All right, let's have a look. We've got a link. Let's see, some for kids. I must have missed that one. Let's have a look. And FTR says, wondering, I'm going to jump over to main face cam. Anyone know how to update the backpack firmware on the TX15? Wi-Fi turns off after the build. Thanks, guys. I don't actually use the backpack features too much there, so I can't help you with that one. Actually, I'm really, really sorry there. You might be able to post that. You can post that on DIY FPV. People will probably jump in here and help. And like, this is what I like as well. Like this site, it's making me feel so good because people really are putting their suggestions and like asking questions and everything on here as well. And people are flying, meeting up, having a good time. So please, can you post that question on here there, FTR? And I think you will probably get somebody that will be able to respond to here. And if not, I will investigate it over the next week and we'll get back to you. He's saying, yeah, that's a good idea. There we go. It'll be great to see you on there as well. Okay, let's continue and answer some questions. And I want to show you some things as well on the stream. Looking over here at my show notes. FPV wing. So I'm gonna I need to turn this camera around so I'm not looking at it anymore. That's my old camera. I post it because you got the files to do via USB, but I don't know where copy paste. Yeah, I'm not the expert in this by any means, and I'm never going to pretend I'm an expert either. I am not the know-it-all. I just like talk about the things I do know about, and if I don't know something, I'm more than happy to be like, I don't know how that works. So in terms of like backpack features and working with those, I'm not sure. I would assume though, if you are just, does that firmware, isn't that just built into the TX15? Like, wouldn't you just update it like any other part of your radio? Like, is it separate? Or is it just like one firmware? Like, here's my TX15 firmware and you flash the latest one. I don't know. I could be mistaken. Okay. Let's have a look. This is what I want to show you. This is from Dancing Wings Hobby. And I'm kind of excited about this because I've never flown this, although there is a little bit of disappointment. That is right here. This turned up actually in the post. And yes, it is expensive. And I am a little bit disappointed because I thought I was actually getting a remote here. I was really excited to have like just a little plug and play experience of this Mosquito. And then it wasn't until I looked at it this morning that we've got here. Now, I don't recommend everybody buy this. I think $100, that seems awfully, awfully expensive for a tiny little craft that I don't think is very technologically advanced. It has no VTX. It has one tiny little brushed motor. So you are not, I don't think it's doing anything crazy whatsoever. It's like got some gears at the front. There you go. There's a bit of a better picture. But yes, that is right here. So someone says, I just realized that if you hover your cursor over the logo on the website, it spins. Yeah, there's a lot of little features, a lot of little fun little things that are going in there. Let's have a look at this. So I was really hoping it would come with a transmitter. And let me know if you've ever flown something that is like, it says a really slow, is it a slow flyer? Ultra micro slow flyer, which is kind of perfect. It's got a 4-inch prop, a 1S 2 amp ESC, and it runs on a 120 milliamp hour LiPo. What do we get in here? It says it's easy to build. And you know what? Our fuselage, is this it? We might be able to build this in literal seconds. The only part that I don't like, it said DSMX, like without the receiver. So I don't know where I'm going to be able to find a compatible radio for that receiver, which is a little bit worrying. But that's going to go at the back. This is where I would, if I had an assistant, I'd be like, can you please build this for me? We've got its landing gear, a little screw. Oh man, look how small the battery is as well. Is DSMX, is that Spectrum? It's been a long time since I've flown. I don't even know if I have a compatible radio for that, because I thought this came with the transmitter. That's our LiPo. And then I imagine that this is the wings. Someone said, just saw something about DIY. Is that part of your channel? No, DIY FPV, like UAVfutures is my YouTube channel. And then me and another gentleman called Tom's have been building DIY FPV for the community. He's extremely passionate. And he contacted me and was like, look, Stu, I've got this idea and I've got the expertise in building really cool websites. Let's build something for the community. And that is why, yes, this is like me and Tom's, we are, I don't know what you call it, the co-founders of DIY FPV. So you can just go sign up. You'll have an awesome time here. It's got lots of resources. You can meet people in the community. This is like what I am building, and it is everything that I want that didn't exist when I first started FPV. All right, let's have a look. And I saw Kiz just did a post. There are 40 pilots registered around the London area. There we go. Oh, and here is our wing. I don't know if this is worth $100 US, but I am excited to fly it. I just have to find out what's going on with the receiver there and how. Oh, actually, I could probably use that on a multi-protocol receiver. I'm going to put this main wing back in because I don't want it to get broken or bent. And it won't be flying FPV as well. I don't think it'll handle the weight of that. I'll put this away. There's my tiny little LiPo. A few little tools. You get one USB charger. Power the receiver. Does it have a binding option? Channel forward, reverse. That's going to be the problem, trying to track down or bind something to this little receiver, which I do not expect has too much. I'm quite disappointed I didn't get the radio, because that was going to be so easy. Then I literally could snap it together and go for a flight. It's for indoors. Yeah, I expect to fly it around, or even maybe outdoors on a very, very calm day. Maybe even give the kids a go flying it as well. Stu, that looks like the Horizon Hobby, the Vapor. They are so fun indoor flying and on a super calm evening. That's what I'm hoping, just to see this thing slowly going through the sky. Let's have a look at that and see if it is the same. I got the Mosquito. It does look very similar. That's this one right here. Oh, it's about the same price. For me, that seems expensive though. For a no FPV, like one ESC and one brushed motor. But I don't know the price to manufacture something that is delicate would be the right word. What else have they got? Okay, or you can just buy the frame. What do you get here? Airframe. Without the ESC. Anyway, yeah, I'm excited to fly that. I think wings are a great companion to go with FPV. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you right here, jumping over, is I got an email about this, where we're still on the topic. This is from a gentleman, and if you 3D print aircraft, this might be up your alley. I've got to write back to them because I only got the email this morning, so maybe they'll see this video, or I can just send them a link. Would you guys be interested? I think this is kind of cool. It's meant to be easily printed on almost any 3D printer. I've only got a Bamboo Mini, so we'll have to see how it goes if I do decide to print this. But yeah, it can do 150 kilometers per hour. It flies for about 17 minutes. And if you break it, you're meant to just print out a new piece. So we'll see how it goes. The thing that was mentioned was, if you crash a foam or a wing plane, is it actually like they never fly again when you glue them back together exactly how they were supposed to? I actually don't care about that, because I feel like wings for me are just all about bashing and having fun, and I like just a bit of hot glue when it's back up in the air. But maybe you're a purist who wants things to fly perfect every single time. Then being able to 3D print does actually make a difference. So I don't know. We'll see how this goes. It's meant to be compatible with my DJI O4 Lite, so we'll be putting that in there. I'll have to track down some servos, but let me know if you want to watch this. We'll see how it goes. I don't have a link or anything. I think this is also like an early prototype that people might be using. Someone says it looks very similar to the TBS Chapito. Yeah, I think that was like the inspiration for it as well. Or in the email, maybe not inspiration, it said, hey, I noticed you were flying around the Chapito. Here's one that I've designed. Would you like to have a look? So yes. And Johnny DRC says he uses some foam glue. Yeah, a lot of people say it looks like the Chapito, which is an awesome little craft. I had a lot of fun with that. That's probably my most favorite wing. ACG says he'd love to print that. Yeah, see how it goes. I'd be excited to. That's my little printer. You can see it in the background right there. I don't know if that will be large enough to print that. That might be something that we do have to think about. Now, I got this question. Oh, not I didn't get this question. I responded to this question. Let me show you this, because this is probably going to help a lot of people, and I'd love to get your inputs as well. This is over on Reddit. And this was like, hey, I'm starting to learn FPV, and after doing some research, I bought a Radio Master Pocket. Now, the thing is, that was some time ago, and I'm planning to get a drone. Which goggles and drone do you recommend? He's been doing some research. He's thinking about like the Beta Air 75 for indoor flying. Please give opinions, tips, and recommendations. So the Radio Master Pocket is one of my all-time favorite radios. It's probably still here somewhere. I've closed the tab. But yeah, this radio here is amazing. So you're already off to a great start. The drone that I would recommend that is probably if you don't want to build one yourself, because if you're going to build one yourself, you can build whatever you like. You just have to source the motors, frames, all those individual components. If you are looking for something that has a lot of different options and gives you an amazing flight experience, it's very versatile, it is going to be the Lightning V. They have a V3, although I haven't flown it. It looks really good, but I actually do like the Lightning V2. So it's actually from YMZ FPV or Wall. Maybe we need to search for YMZ FPV. Or it might have changed brands to Wally FPV. Okay, here, this drone right here. And what's going on? If you have a look here, this is what makes this really good, and a really good, easy recommendation as well, is because when we click here, you can see there is so many different options. This is just there. Let's have a look. Actually, we can visit the site. You will see whether you want to get the analog version, and you can pair it up basically with any single drone that is currently out there. You can get them with the 04 air units. You can get them with walk snail. You can get them with analog, or you can just basically get them as the frame. I wonder if you can get one that is like no VTX. So then you could choose in whatever VTX you like without an 04 air unit plus ELRS. So there we go. So that's without any VTX in there. This would be my recommendation. Then you can add in the VTX that you like. And if you have a small one, a small VTX, it is going to fit. This one right here, I've got this exact craft. It has the Ascent in here, and I've still yet to fly that. This one right here. This is the same craft. This is the Lightning V2. This has the Beta FPV Art Link in here, but I did have one that had the Cadex Light walk snail system in there, and I also had one that had the DJI-04 in there. It's just a really versatile craft, and the beauty about this one, it feels like you're flying around a 5-inch. You can still be really fast with it. You can still do freestyle with it. It is not intimidating. The batteries are only on 2S. It's not going to cause as much damage if you crash this, and especially if you're a beginner pilot, into like, a person or a window. This is not loud and scary. It's not going to upset too many people in the park, but if you take like a big 5-inch and you're flying that around, that's going to upset some people. Now, I know you did ask about the Meteor 75, I believe. No, the Beta Air 75, or we've got some of these like the little Wisp or the 65. These are great craft. That's going to be where it's at. If you're going to be flying around specifically in indoors, you just need to think about your environment. And then when it comes to the VTX system or the video system, that's where you need to do the most work. If you are a beginner pilot getting flying, like this user says, the FPV system that you think about, there is no clear-cut winner that does everything for everybody. And it's about how much money do you want to spend? What do you care about? Is it latency? Is it image quality? Is it the size of your actual VTX? Are you going to be going long range? And again, you can head over to, it's not everything, but to check out the image quality, you can have a look at DIY FPV on our image comparison page. The recommendation really is to think, what do you want to do? And I know I do have to put in the new systems that are coming in. You'll see these, they're on my to-do list, don't worry. But when it comes to ArtLink and also the Ascent right there. So that'll be there in the future. If you are, my biggest recommendation is, and if you want to stick around in this hobby, is get a set of goggles. Oh, I think I've adjusted my camera's going to follow me now. Does it stop if I do this? There we go. It should not be following me anymore. I need to figure out how to turn that feature off. But you should, what was I talking about? I got distracted. Yeah, get a video system, get your FPV system so it has a HDMI in. That way, you can always get an external VRX, for example. If you're like, oh, I really like that new system, I'm going to plug this in here. And then that's how I'm going to be able to get those other systems as well. You won't be locked into one specific system. What was the wait time? What was the wait and flight time on the Lightning? From, I would say, like 2 to 4 minutes, depending on how much you're going to be flying and how fast you're going to be flying. That's probably pretty standard for a fast, agile, fun little drone. And the weight, it probably actually tells us right here. Weight. 40 grams, 48 grams with the walk snail in here. But I don't know if that is putting in, that probably is, that would not be including the battery. So yeah. And this is what I really like too. Like, this is the best drone in FPV history. And then that was the analog. No, is that one got walk snail in it? Because I've reviewed this twice. I've done the V1 and also the V2. I think that is the V1 right there, because it doesn't have some LEDs in the back, which was my big recommendation. And actually, in the V3, it doesn't do that. This camera I feel like is too high now. How do I adjust this? Let's go there. Okay, that's better. All right. I just built my Lava X. So old is using the Cat X Turtle 2. That's a really cool little drone. AliExpress has them for about 300. Is that the, what about the 04 Pro? Not too sure there. But yeah, I recommend the Lightning. Everybody that I've seen or heard flying one around has an awesome time. They're a fun little craft that can do an awful lot, very versatile, not scary, well priced. You can put in a variety of different components in there. You're not going to have any issues. It's probably my favorite. It is my favorite drone. Okay, next we're going to be talking about, oh, here we go. This is, this just got a new update actually, and it's not every day that we check this out. Uncrashed FPV Drone Simulator. It just got a new update. I think it added some new maps for doing some chase footage. There is, with Donnie FPV at the moment, they're running like a bit of a triathlon or something for FPV about freestyle racing and also chasing some drift cars. But yeah, if you've never seen this sim before, I can recommend it. I had a lot of fun with it. It's probably not the closest or most realistic. That's probably Velocidrone, but I know a lot of people fly this for fun, and for the everyday pilot, I think fun is a really, really big part of learning. It looks great. Yeah, recommended. It's a pretty short little trailer that we've got here. It's been out for a little while as well. It's had a bunch of updates. You can make your own maps. I think you can make your own maps in Uncrash, which is one of the things that I really liked it for. Yeah, here we go. Oh, this might be the updated one. Something about the map editor. Hopefully my internet doesn't explode as well. So yeah, you can put a whole bunch of different environments together, fly around. This is how I learned to do my, I think it's called like a trippy spin, where you're like spinning upside down, looking up at like one direction, like an upside down orbit. And yeah, if you haven't checked it out, I think this is worth it. How much is the price actually? And let me know what sim you fly as well. It is 20 Australian dollars. I don't know what that is in freedom units. It's probably like 12 bucks, maybe. Spirini's saying the new lift off update also slaps. Okay. Let's have a look. Which one? Micro drones? What's the latest update? 16th of February. Oh, that's like now. What's the what is the latest update? It looks like we got a new level coming. And some new physics. Okay. The one part that I wish Liftoff didn't do was separate it into micro drones and also full-size drones. I would have much preferred a DLC that was in Liftoff. So it didn't split the player base between this and then Liftoff micro drones as well. I'm saying the physics update is meant to be good. Oh yeah, and if you've never flown a sim before, it's recommended. It makes a big difference. Okay, today's stream, it is a little bit shorter probably than usual. I have one request from you guys, and that is actually about this drone. So we were just talking, this is all flowing so nice, some perfect segues. If you are into 3D printing, maybe you can help me out here. Send me a message on DIY-FPV, because this drone right here, the Lightning, there is the Lightning V3, which I believe is on the way, or it might be coming soon. Let's have a look. Is there a V3? Here it is. What I would really like, and this, if you can design something in 3D printing, and I will print it out here. If anybody in the chat can do this, like a cover that sort of goes over just the corner of the flight controller here. So like almost like just this part that's sticking out, like a little shield that sort of goes down that I can screw over the top, like a little corner piece. You know those things that stop kids hitting their head on the side of sharp coffee tables and stuff when they're little and running around? I basically want that over here, just on the outside little bit, so it can protect the internal components, stop a whole bunch of grass and moisture getting in. Not to cover the whole thing, so there's still some decent airflow, but just sort of to cover that first initial bit that is sticking out there, because the V3 is doing a lot of things that I wanted the V2 to do, and it's great to see them. So they're finally putting LEDs on here. They have a bit of a different camera mount because camera protection was critical. I think there is, like, you can slide it back and forth I thought that was different. That's actually on here, because camera protection is the other thing that I worry about this drone as well. Before it was absolutely perfect. Someone's saying I printed covers. Yeah, can you send me some, please? Just head over to DIY-FPV. My profile, I think it's just UAVfutures, or it should be linked down below in the description. Or if you actually have the file, you can post it here. Or if you want to get my profile, look, here I am. You can just click on that and then you can send me a message. So yes, and whoever's just sent me a message, I'll check it off stream, so I don't dock somebody's details, or in case they're like, here's my postage address, Stu. But yeah, alrighty. And then I think that might actually be it because I got some things to take care of today. It's actually a pretty busy day. Mondays are always a busy day for me. Straight after this, not so much drone related though. Got to get a lot of stuff ready for the kids. Now here, all right. Oh, that's what I had. This is just a message for that one person out there to say, you know what? Thank you for being here. And this is, if your ears are hearing this, that means it is for you. Thank you for tuning in. You are valued. You are cared about. You are not alone. You are not isolated. You are seen and you are heard. And I am so grateful that you are part of this FPV community. FPV is amazing for so many reasons, but the best part, it is the people. And you are part of that. So even if you're on the other side of the world and you think Stu is not possible, he can't possibly be talking to me, that random Australian dude just rambling at the camera over there in his kitchen. No, that means it is for you. If you are thinking, oh, is he talking about me? The answer is yes. You are valued, you are cared about, and I'm so grateful that you are here. And if you are suffering with any anxiety or depression or mental health, whatever it may be, you don't have to do that by yourself. I know what it has been. I know what it's like. I've been there in the past, and the best thing I ever did was go and talk to some people about it, go and talk to some professionals. It is not weak to speak, and you don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to sit there alone in your room because you are part of this community and we care about you. You are cared about, valued, seen, and you are not alone and you are not isolated. You are part of this amazing FPV community. And then other than that, guys, that's it. I will have some videos. I know we didn't do any videos last week. Hopefully you enjoy this new resource we've got right here, this little builder. I'm getting a lot of messages actually. Yeah, so not builder, this little channel organizer mapper. We're going to have some more features coming as well, but this is all designed to help people get flying. If you've got some amazing ideas, please send them through. We will do our best, I guess, with the resources that we have to develop each tool one at a time, each thing to help people get flying and get the most out of FPV because you deserve it. Spike is saying, Stu, I've got the Axis Flying Manta 5 ESE, but I can't fit my flight controller. What can I do? All right, let's have a look at this. We'll answer this before we... I'm going to spend some time and try and help you here, my friend. First, we've got to find this drone. Axis Flying Manta 5. I should have just searched DIY FPV. That's this one. So, oh, that's with the walk snail. Squashed, true frame. Another one that's squashed. Special edition. Let's have a look. This one. Even though it says with the DJI 04, we can pretend that the DJI is not there. Here's the frame. I can't fit my Argus flight controller. So let's have a look for that. We'll make a new window. Is it a full stack as well? You can't fit this in here. That is not fitting inside this. Okay, here's the only real option that you have. Number one, this looks like a bit of a chunky. Is there a lot of room between these standoffs? What you might be able to do is remove these standoffs and like just almost, I don't want to say tape it together, but can you put some smaller standoffs to absolutely reduce the size of how high that's going to be? You might be able to do that. I'm finding it crazy that it's not fitting though, because you should have enough room to put it in the middle right here. The capacitor doesn't fit. And is the capacitor just before the ESC? If the capacitor goes in here, is that where that's connecting? Is that where you don't have room to connect it? Just here? I'm just going to wait till Spike responds. If that is the case and you absolutely can't fit it anywhere else, Johnny DSC says put the cap on the arm, so then you need some more little wires that are coming out here. What I would do is put, if there really isn't any room and it's not as effective as being right up here. I mean, you don't actually need to put the capacitor on there, but let's put it on anyway. You can actually solder it at the battery end. So just before you're going to have an XT60 on yours, you can, let's pretend this is your cable. This is actually coming off the battery, but let's pretend that this is your XT60. You can put the capacitor right here. It's not as good as it having it as close as you can to the ESC, but it will be fine. That's my recommendation. So then you're just going to have your capacitor out there, put a bit of heat shrink on it, and almost like a little clip, so it sort of stays nice and solid. It's not going to be bouncing around or anything like that. And you'll essentially just have a big chunky lead at the end, which is XT60 with the capacitor heat shrunk around the top of that. It will be totally fine. Don't stress too much about it. Someone else is saying run wires underneath the ESC and mount it behind the camera. That's just extra wires that are adding in the same amount. There's no benefit in doing that when you can just put the capacitor on the XT60, which is already there anyway. So yeah, do that. That's my, oh look, my camera's gone crazy again. I'm gonna have to figure out that next week on how to not turn that off. All right. Look, hopefully that helps some of you guys. Let me know what you think about our channel organizer over on DIY FPV. I'm very, very excited about it. It's going to get a lot of people flying. If you would like to become a member, there should be a little join button down below. Not only do you help support the channel, help develop and come up with amazing tools like this for the community, you also get some bonus videos, and you should also feel good because you're just an amazing person. It does make a huge difference. Thank you to all my patrons, all my supporters. And remember, to every single person that is watching this, you are valued, you are cared about, you are not alone, you are not isolated. You are part of this FPV community, and thank you for being here. It is the best part of my working week, and you deserve to have a good time as well because you're a good person. I'm so grateful that you are part of our hobby. Rightio. Subscribe for more FPV related content, and I will see you all next week. And let me know what you think of this next song. I actually don't get to hear this song because it's all muted on my end. You guys are the only people that get to hear this, but I think it's been with this stream for so long. All right, happy flying.